Okay, what we have here is we have an Oster blender, Osterizer. And I like the Osterizer because it can fit on these. Now the reason I don't like to use a bowl is because oxygen gets in. This doesn't seal completely. Oxygen, air gets down inside. There's also oxygen space in this lid, the top. So as the power moves the food, oxygen gets in there and oxidizes some of the nutrients, and you can lose up to 1/3 of your nutrients just in blending. So what we want to do is we want to use a jar for the size and amount of product that we have to blend, so we don't have a lot of oxygen in it. And how we do that is we remove this, we unscrew the base, and there we have the base. We have the blades, and then we have the washer. And we can just put this aside. I never use it, the blender base. Now, it is not necessarily a legal thing, and you'll do this at your own risk. I have never broken a jar. I have heard of 2 breaks in the 32 years that I have done it. I think that's because the washer got caught around the blade and they were blending some almonds. I do not suggest anyone blend almonds. They're too tough, they're too hard, and they can break a glass. Don't grind bones, anything like that in here. Any kind of pits, anything that's very hard, not a good idea. So what we do is we take the washer, we put it on the blender jar. You see how that works? Then we put the blades inside that, and then you see if you have a good sized washer. If the washer that comes with the blender is too thin and they're made in different shapes, this is what will happen. The blender will get, the blade washer will get inside the jar, it'll catch on the blade, it'll cut up the washer and make a mess. And you have food all over the place. So we want to make sure that you have a washer. What I did on some of the Osterizers that come with a thin washer, I buy a Cuisinart washer for my Osterizer blender. And you can see a little bit of washer all the way around the metal and the blade, so you know where it is in its position and not down inside the jar. If you have ingredients in the jar, of course you cannot see down inside the jar. So then you screw this on top like this, and let's say I'm making a sauce. And I'll have some butter and tomato and maybe a little garlic and onion in there. And this is a sauce for one meal. And what I do is turn it on. Now you have low and you have high here, and then you have different speeds with those. So we've got 10 speeds here. So I'll put it on low, and this low also. And there it blends. Now you can turn it off on the pulsation or the off switch. So it's very easy. And there we have a small amount of mixture blended easily. Like I say, we can use the size of jar, and we will do that today as you see us prepare various things. So different sizes of jars for the different amounts that's required for the particular recipe. Now, when we get into some jars like this, where it is not easy to get some of that ingredients down in, to fall down in, and it's settling up here and all this is blending around in this area, what we will do with that, see how it fits right on there. When I have something like that that doesn't fall down in easily, I will lift the machine like this and rotate it. Something's stuck, I'll shake it. Rotate it. Rotate it. Okay. Rotate it. And the ingredients will blend evenly inside. So usually it's only on these two jars that it's required for manipulation. And if you get this model, it's really very light. We're talking about only maybe 3.5 pounds here altogether. With the ingredients, it'll add probably a pound. But it's very easy and very light, easy to handle. Again, when you want to remove the ingredients, remove the top, remove the blades. Now you usually have stuff on the blades, so you can wipe it like this, or even lick it off. And if you lick it off, these are very sharp, so you can cut yourself, so be careful. And then with this, you probably have to use a spatula if it's something like a sauce. Well, you will see us later when we make a cheesecake that where we use a spatula to get out the ingredients for both the fill and the topping. Okay, let's get started on some wonderful, delicious recipes.